Hello friends and welcome back. Something that's very highly requested on this channel is my dogs, and I love them to death, so I want to introduce them to you all and tell you a little bit about them. This is Roscoe. He is our 4-year-old Yorkshire Terrier, and this is Rex. I feel like they're like Batman and Robin because Roscoe is a little bit bigger. Rex is 2 years old. We're just feeding them a little carnivore crisp chicken skins right now so that they will stay in frame with me. But they're Yorkshire Terriers. If you're not familiar with the breed, they actually come from England, and they were meant to get rats out of the castle, essentially. So they love to dig. They love to lay on blankets and pretend like they're making a little nest. When we first got them, they are not related. So everybody thinks that Rex is Roscoe's little brother. They did come from the same breeder, but they did not come, from the same parents. They both have different personalities, and when we first got Rex, there was a little bit of an alpha struggle going on. They just got haircuts recently, which is literally my favorite day of the entire month. We get them groomed every quarter or so. Traditionally, a Yorkshire was going to have long fur where you have to brush them on a daily basis, but we have 3 kids and I don't have time to brush my kids' hair, let alone my Yorkshire's hair multiple times per day. That's it, boys. They are just the sweetest dogs. Okay, we're back. Okay, they are real animals. And what I was saying before that story is that when we first got Rex, there was a lot of alpha struggle in our house. Roscoe is the alpha. Rex would love to be the alpha. He's not physically larger than Roscoe. So we sent them off to a dog trainer and paid somebody a whole bunch of money to be like, yeah, they're animals and Roscoe wants to be the alpha. So poor little Rex, he is such a scaredy cat. Like, he really is. He wants to be friendly. We think he does this smile thing. I don't know if he's doing it. It looks like he's smiling. Can you say hi to all the friends? But he just can't physically dominate over Roscoe. So Roscoe actually sleeps in our bed with us, and Rex is kenneled every single night. And they love our girls. Our girls just love them so much. Nothing is happening to him. This is called I think it's pharyngeal breathing. I'm a human doctor, not an animal doctor. But he does this when he gets excited. And then after he takes some deep breaths, he calms down. See, it went away. Come here, Roscoe. Come on, come talk to the YouTubers. What else? What other questions do people ask, Matt, about the dogs? How we feed them. How we feed them. Yeah, so we used to have a dog when Ben and I were first dating. His name was Baxter, and from the movie Anchorman. And we were in college at the time and fed him traditional cheap kibble. And he ended up developing diabetes, had horrible cataracts, had a urinary tract infection, went into like liver and renal failure at a young age. And so we learned so much by feeding him incorrectly, essentially. And so when Ben and I adopted the ketogenic diet a number of years ago, we had another dog named Bella at the time. She was a female Yorkshire Terrier, and she also went into renal failure. And so we decided that with Roscoe and Rex, we were going to learn from our mistakes and feed them a better diet. So I actually started making homemade food. We eat so much beef. I was giving them like meat scraps and berries and things like that. And, but then I was like, I don't have time to make all this. So we do some fresh pet. We don't really give them a lot of kibble. We just try to give them like the chicken skins and some bones and things so that they can, work on their teeth. But they eat a lot of meat. We joke all the time. Our dogs eat probably better than some kids do around the world. When we eat salmon, we like to give them the salmon skin, and we'll give them little scraps off our plate. We try not to feed them from the dinner table, but our dogs eat a predominantly carnivore-based diet with just a few veggies here and there, maybe some sweet potatoes or berries. And they love fish and things like that. We use the carnivore dog treats, which are made from real food. It is really sad when you look at pet food, the cheap ingredients that they use in human food. They do the same things with animal foods. They put really, marketing tactics on it that make you think that it's really good for your dogs. But dogs are primarily carnivores, so ours eat a lot of meat, and we definitely don't overfeed them. They're very lean. They just got haircuts recently. Roscoe weighs approximately 7.5 pounds, and Rex is about 5.5 pounds. He's so tiny, you guys. He really is so tiny. Come here. He's afraid to come over here because his brother just attacked him violently on YouTube recently. But we've talked about maybe getting a third dog because we have 3 daughters. I think we need 3 dogs, but we've met our match. 2 is wonderful. The good news is because they're little, they don't need tons of excessive exercise outside. We actually live in a place where there's a bald eagle that lives behind our house. Right outside the sunroom, there's lots of other birds of prey. And so we have to be careful with the small dogs because we've actually had neighbors who have had small dogs, cats, like picked up by birds and taken away. So you have to be really careful in that regard that they are monitored when they're outside. But we do actually have a wireless pet system that they can go out with their collars, and they actually obey it pretty well. Rex, they have tried to chase the UPS man down the street a few times, but they're very friendly when people come to the door. They might bark a little bit. They can sometimes be really yappy vocal dogs, but ours are super sweet and kind, and they just love the attention. They like being pet. They are definitely lap dogs. Every time I sit down, they jump right onto my lap and they just want the attention. They fight for each other's attention. Rex is down here on the floor. You guys can't see him. He's like, don't make eye contact. I just really would love to be up there right now, being pet like that. Yes, you are so sweet. Okay, what other questions? You guys drop your questions below if I haven't answered something, but I wanted you to meet Roscoe and Rex. They're part of the Fit and Fabulous family. They love meat. They don't really lift weights, but if weightlifting was for dogs, my dogs would lift weights.
Their favorite outfits.
Their favorite outfits. A lot of times Roscoe will have this harness on because they're small dogs. It has a bow tie. Okay, very fashionable and fabulous. They are fit and fabulous. They do have little Husker t-shirts, and we have Halloween costumes that we get them sometimes. They don't really love having things on their head per se, but we do have sweaters and they do have winter coats because it's really cold in Nebraska, and they do not, if it is snowing, if there is snow on the ground, like they're like little prima donnas, like, oh my God, there's snow in my paws. Or if it's raining outside, they take one look outside and they're like, nope, I'm gonna pee in the house today. But we do like putting clothes on them, as weird as that is. But they have these harnesses, that's what I was saying, because they're so small. If they pull on a leash, it can be really actually dangerous for their neck and can choke them very easily because they're so small. So when we walk them outside, they have these harnesses on so that it pulls on their chest. So sometimes in my videos, you might see the dogs running around with their harnesses on, and it's just so that we can take them outside and get ready for a walk. Let me get Rex over here. All right, so you can see their size comparison here, 7.5 pounds and 5.5 pounds. Yes, I know. Are you gonna be nice? Are you gonna be nice? Rex isn't so sure. You guys, this is literally, like, he doesn't sit still. I don't know, he has like dog, like ADD. Roscoe will lay in our bed and sleep all night. He's just so sweet and cuddly, and Rex is a little bit more fidgety, which is why he goes in his kennel. So we're not breeding them, so don't ask for puppies. We don't have a female anyway, but and they're both actually fixed. So yeah, just in case you run away and try to get girlfriends, it's not happening. What else? What else about our dogs? I'm just glad you guys got to meet them. Maybe they need their own Instagrams. Maybe you do. Yes, dogs of YouTube. Dogs of YouTube. He's just so tiny and so sweet. We actually thought he was gonna get the same size as Roscoe when we got him. We have some friends that have the female from his litter, and she's like double his size. So this is a special little guy. He was like the runt of the litter. And just look at those eyes. Just look at those eyes. I know. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed meeting my dogs. Drop all your comments and questions below. Appreciate you all.